Hey, what's up guys? This is Phantom Tech and I'm very excited to bring you guys a review of the Microsoft Surface Pro 4, the ultimate 2-in-1 machine. With the 4th iteration of the Surface Pro line, did Microsoft finally create the tablet that can replace your laptop? Let's start with the internal specs. The model I have here today is the newest Skylake i7 model with the Iris Pro 540 graphics. Most reviews up on YouTube are of the i5 and lower models since the i7 model came around a month after initial release. We also got 16GB of RAM, 256GB of storage, 802.11ac Wi-Fi, a 5MP front-facing camera with Windows Hello, an 8MP rear-facing camera, a somewhat lackluster 39Wh battery, and an amazing 12.3-inch 2736 by 1824 display. A slightly larger screen than the Surface Pro 3 while keeping the same footprint, which they did by reducing the bezel size. This display has to be one of the best I've seen. Colors are vivid and it could get very bright. Also, the keyboard I have here comes with a fingerprint scanner with a $30 premium over the normal keyboards, which you still have to buy separately. Really, Microsoft? If this is going to be sold over $1,000 and advertised to be the tablet to replace your laptop, then including the keyboard should be mandatory. Speaking of the keyboard, this is the newest Type Cover 4. I think Microsoft finally nailed the type cover concept. It feels just as great as a MacBook keyboard, and that's saying a lot. They've made some great changes from the Type Cover 3, such as spacing out the keys like normal laptops, increasing the size of the touchpad by 40%, and finally adding a print screen button, which was a deal breaker for some on the older model. If you're someone who types for hours on end, then this keyboard won't disappoint. I also think the trackpad is pretty damn good too. Still wouldn't put it up there with the MacBook trackpads, but it's certainly one of the best I've used. The keys themselves have a nice travel range and adjustable backlighting. There's also a cool little feature which is very handy where the keyboard can magnetize to the bottom bezel and give it an ergonomic tilt, which works very well. As for I/O, on the right side we've got the proprietary charging port, a single USB 3.0 port, would really like to have at least 2, and a mini display port which can support up to 2 4K displays at 60fps. Up top we've got the volume rocker and the sleep wake button. On the left side, there's just a 3.5mm headphone jack and nothing else due to the magnetically attaching pen which is included. For many people, that pen is a pretty big selling point, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed with it. There's around 1,000 levels of pressure sensitivity, a button on the side, and an eraser which doubles as a button. Click to launch OneNote, double click to take a screenshot, and click and hold to launch Cortana. You can also customize which application to launch with the eraser click as well. If you really want to see the full potential of the pen, you really need to use the Drawboard PDF application instead of OneNote. It's much better with pressure sensitivity and accuracy. I really don't draw at all, but sketching and drawing whatever's on my mind was something I really enjoyed. Wrapping around is the fan exhaust. Speaking of that fan, it hardly even turns on, and when it does, it's extremely quiet. The Surface does a great job at dissipating heat. Now the Surface isn't exactly made for gaming, but I really wanted to test it out because of the Iris Pro 540 iGPU found exclusively on the i7 model, which performs a surprising amount better than the i5 model of the Pro 4. Less intensive games like Rocket League are completely playable at 60fps with medium settings at 720p. Bigger games like GTA 5 still struggle around 5 to 20fps even with very low resolutions and the lowest settings. It is true you can get a bit more performance out of it if a fan were pointed at the back of the device, but I just thought that really wasn't a practical scenario at all. Overall, gaming performance was surprisingly good, with less demanding titles running just fine at 60fps. One thing that really annoyed me about high-end Ultrabooks were poor speakers that would face away from the user. The Surface Pro 4 breaks that trend with stereo front-facing speakers that do get impressively loud. You'd think that having the sound shooting towards you would be common sense, but sadly that's not the case with today's Ultrabooks. The great speakers combined with the amazing display make the Surface Pro 4 an amazing media consumption device. The main reason I bought the Surface Pro 4 is to have a very portable editing machine, and I have to say I am quite impressed. This whole video was written and edited at 1080p, upscaled to 4K on it, and though it wasn't completely smooth, it was still doable. Video preview had to be at 1/8 resolution and it still became choppy after a few minutes of playback, but smoothed out after a few seconds. This is also a tablet, but I don't think it's a very good one. mainly due to the very small collection of apps on the Windows Store. If you really just want a tablet, I'd recommend getting an Android or iPad. But I don't think anyone should really pay over $1,000 for just a tablet. This is full Windows 10 after all. I basically used this as a full laptop the whole time. It still amazes me how much power they can pack into such a small machine. It even has a microSD card slot underneath the kickstand, which allowed me to put my 200GB microSD card in it, which kicked up my total storage to around 450GB. Pretty damn cool. And back to that kickstand, I really want to get into it since it seems to be the main reason people don't want to replace their laptop with the Surface Pro 4. They think it's uncomfortable, unstable, and awkward. And to be honest, even I thought the same before purchasing it. After using it extensively for hours and hours on end, I can safely say that I have no issues with the kickstand at all. I can use the Surface in any position I'd use a normal laptop. That's due to the kickstand having a near infinite amount of angles, and it's extremely stable and solid at all angles as well. I think Microsoft did an excellent job with that hinge. I think they damn near perfected the tablet that can replace your laptop concept. Just a few more tweaks and I think this would be a near perfect device. This will continue to be my portable editing station for the coming year. I really do think Microsoft nailed it with the Surface Pro 4. Well, that's about all I have to say. Don't forget to share, comment, like, and subscribe. Since I do put a ton of work into these videos, this is Phantom Tech, and I'll see you in my next video.